Ever wondered why some actions are considered criminal while others are not? It's a question that can lead us down intriguing paths of thought. Today, we'll navigate the labyrinth that is criminal law, starting with its definition, then dissecting its components, and ultimately walking through the chronological process of a criminal case. We'll tackle these complex concepts with clarity and wit, stripping away the jargon to reveal the fascinating world beneath. So, are you ready to embark on this journey? Stay tuned to find out. Let's dive into what criminal law is. At its core, criminal law is a system of legal rules designed to keep us safe, maintain social order, and protect the rights of individuals. It sets out what behavior is considered illegal and the punishment for those actions. Now, there are two main types of criminal law. First, there's substantive criminal law, which defines crimes and may establish punishments. In other words, it tells us what we can and cannot do. For instance, it's the substantive law that makes theft a crime. Then we have procedural criminal law. This concerns itself with the process for dealing with violations of substantive law. It's all about the how. How is a criminal trial conducted? How are rights protected during this process? These are the questions procedural law answers. These two types work together to ensure justice is served. Now that we've defined criminal law, let's explore its components. Criminal law isn't just about punishing wrongdoers. Rather, it serves as a meticulously constructed framework that aims to maintain societal order, protect citizens, and deter future offenses. At its core, criminal law revolves around three key components: the definition of crimes, the process of criminal prosecution, and the legal rights of the accused. Let's start with the definition of crimes. This component involves specifying what constitutes a crime and its corresponding punishment. Laws are clearly articulated to ensure that individuals understand which actions are deemed unlawful. However, not every wrong act qualifies as a crime. For an act to be considered criminal, it must be expressly defined as such in the law. Moving on, the process of criminal prosecution is the second component. This involves the steps taken by the state to investigate, charge, and eventually try individuals suspected of committing crimes. The process is designed to be thorough and fair, ensuring that only the guilty are convicted. Now, the third component is the legal rights of the accused. Even in the face of accusations, individuals are granted a set of rights by the law. These rights include the presumption of innocence until proven guilty, the right to a fair trial, and the right to legal representation, among others. These rights ensure that the process remains just and that every accused person has the opportunity to defend themselves. Within these components, two fundamental concepts play a vital role: actus reus and mens rea. Actus reus refers to the guilty act, the physical action, omission, or state of being that is prohibited by law. Mens rea, on the other hand, refers to the guilty mind, the intent or mental state that accompanies the act. Both these elements must be present for an act to be considered a crime. These components form the backbone of criminal law, each playing a crucial role in ensuring justice is served while maintaining the rights and dignity of all involved. Next, we'll delve into the chronological process of a criminal case. A criminal case is much more than just a trial. It's a meticulously structured process, a journey through justice, if you will. It begins with a crime, but that's just the first step on a long and winding path. Each stage, from the commission of a crime to the final verdict, is crucial to ensuring that justice is served. Imagine a scenario. Let's say a crime has occurred. This is where our journey begins. The first stage is the investigation. The police spring into action, gathering evidence, interviewing witnesses, and piecing together the puzzle of what happened. It's like assembling a jigsaw puzzle with 1,000 pieces. Every detail matters. Every piece of evidence could be the key that unlocks the case. The second stage is the arrest. This is where the police, having gathered enough evidence, make their move. They arrest the suspect, read them their Miranda rights, and take them into custody. Remember, an arrest is not a condemnation. It's simply a means of ensuring that the suspect doesn't flee while the case is being prepared. Now we move on to the prosecution stage. This is where the district attorney's office steps in. They review the evidence, consult with the police, and decide whether there's enough evidence to file charges. If they believe there is, they will file a complaint and the case moves forward. If not, the suspect is released. Next, we have the arraignment. This is the suspect's first appearance in court. The judge reads the charges and the defendant enters a plea: guilty, not guilty, or no contest. This stage is vital because it sets the tone for the rest of the case. Then comes the pre-trial proceedings, a series of hearings and motions where both sides prepare for the trial. It's a bit like a chess game, each side strategizing and positioning their pieces for the impending clash. There's a lot of legal maneuvering here, a lot of back and forth, but it's all in service of ensuring a fair and just trial. And finally, we reach the trial stage. This is where the prosecution and the defense present their cases to the judge or a jury. Witnesses are called, evidence is presented, and arguments are made. It's a battle of narratives, each side trying to convince the court of their version of events. After both sides have presented their case, we move on to the deliberation and verdict. The jury, if there is one, retreats to consider the evidence and reach a verdict, guilty or not guilty. If there's no jury, the judge makes the decision. The last stage is sentencing. If the defendant is found guilty, the judge decides the appropriate punishment, which could range from fines and community service to prison time. It's a sobering moment, the culmination of a long and arduous journey. Throughout this process, one principle guides every stage: the importance of due process. This means that everyone involved in the case, from the defendant to the prosecution, has the right to fair treatment and a fair trial. It's the bedrock of our justice system, a guarantee that every person, no matter who they are or what they're accused of, will be treated with fairness and respect. This process ensures justice is served. Let's wrap things up with a summary of what we've learned. So, what have we learned about criminal law? Well, we've delved into a fascinating exploration of criminal law, a field that forms the backbone of our justice system. We've unpacked the definition of criminal law, understanding it as a set of rules and statutes that define conduct perceived as threatening, harmful, or otherwise endangering to the property, health, safety, and moral welfare of its people. It's a system that regulates social conduct and prescribes punishment to those who violate these laws. We've also dissected the key components of criminal law. We've learned that an act must be committed, and there must be intent or recklessness behind this act. We've also highlighted the importance of causation, that the act itself must cause the harm. And finally, we've examined the harm element, which refers to the damage inflicted upon the victim or society. These four elements, act, intent, causality, and harm, form the pillars upon which criminal law stands. We've also journeyed through the chronological process of a criminal case. We've seen how it begins with an investigation, followed by an arrest when there's probable cause. We discussed the role of the prosecution and defense in the courtroom, the process of plea bargaining, and the importance of the trial phase. We've delved into sentencing and appeals and how these stages contribute to the overall pursuit of justice. And let's not forget about the importance of the presumption of innocence, the right to a fair trial, and the principle of beyond reasonable doubt. These are the tenets that ensure our criminal justice system remains fair and balanced, protecting the rights of individuals while also maintaining the safety and order of our society. It's been a whirlwind tour of criminal law, but remember, this is just the tip of the iceberg. The field of criminal law is vast and complex, with many nuances and intricacies. It's a field that is continuously evolving, shaped by societal changes, technological advancements, and shifts in our understanding of justice and fairness. So whether you're a law student, an eager learner, or simply someone fascinated by the workings of our justice system, there's always more to explore, more to understand, and more to question. Remember, understanding criminal law is crucial to understanding how our society maintains order and ensures justice. Thanks for joining this enlightening journey into the world of criminal law.